So I have a dilemma related to progress, and it's like when I had debates with my friends and relatives who are good with academics and somewhat with spirituality, they do meditate and somewhat. So they are of the view that any kind of development, such as a mobile phone, internet, etc., it's a positive progress for us. While I have an opposite stand to them, because like what I think is like if we have a case of mobile phone also, let's ignore all the unhealthy use of it. Let's take an healthy use that I am in an emergency and I am using the mobile phone to send an emergency message to my family asking for some help. In such situation also, I would think that the mobile phone is still an enemy here. At an immediate instant, it is helpful to me, but in a case mobile phone was never developed, uh, in that situation the people around me would have taken care of me what I was asking from my family right now. So what I'm thinking is that mobile phone has separated us. And similarly, other developments, even if we take an example of an automobile and its use as an ambulance. Earlier also, before the automobile was developed, the things were taking place and we were taking care of our health. But the ambulance has given a lot of bad things to us. It has
Do facts corroborate your stance?
so my stance is I do not want this progress.
No, no, wait. Your stance is that even before the ambulance was there, people were being taken care of. If you look at the average life expectancy of people, let's say in the 16th or 17th century, huh? What do you find there? Or let's say you look at the situations in Europe at the time of the Black Plague. What do you find there? Or would you say that even without antibiotics and medical advances, people were still being taken care of?
Okay, I agree to your counter, but in this case of a mobile phone and internet being developed, it has helped us to pass on messages fastly.
Or is it so that let's just try to consider this? Maybe I'm not entirely right on this. It's for you to consider. What you're saying is, I exist at a particular point in time. My body. Huh? Everything that existed before me is all right. Anything that is going to come in my time and after my time is evil. So the center of decision making is my physical existence. Is it not body centricity and materialism of the deepest kind? What you're saying is technology before my physical existence is all right. Technology after my physical existence is not all right. Who are you to become the center of decision making? And what if somebody in the 16th century was saying the same thing? What if?
That's what my feeling.
And then why are you taking away the right of somebody to say this in the 25th century? Today, you can, with a great sense of privilege, say, well, technology has had a course of unabated development till my time, right? Till this century, what you find is constant technological growth. Now, let's say technological growth stops at this point. Then what will the fellow in the 25th century say? He'll say, till 21st century, we had the period of technological advancements, and now, since the last 400 years, there's nothing. We all feel that our age is special. All old people say the new generation is corrupt, and they have been saying this since the last 5,000 years. Every new generation says the old generation is outdated, and they have been saying this since 5,000 years. Similarly, everybody feels that where we stand today is a special age. There is nothing special here. I am not endorsing technology and its uses as we see them today. We'll come to that a bit later. But what you are saying is pure body-related egoism. Because as a body, I exist at this point in time. Therefore, I take this point as the watershed. This point will decide the boundary. Before this point, whatever happened is acceptable. Now, in my lifetime or after it, no more advancements should happen. This cannot happen, son. Just as everybody before you had the right to develop things, humanity will always have that right to develop stuff. So the question is not about having that right or withdrawing that right, that's a given. The question is something else. The question is, given the kind of numbers that are there on earth today, can you have consumption of the kind that we are having? Now that's a special fact, specific to your generation, nothing else. The earth was never so crowded, and in this lies no subjectivity. This is a fact. And human beings on the earth were never consuming as much as we are doing today. This too is a pure objective fact. There is no subjectivity here. So it's not coming out of a position, I am special. It's not related to me. There's nothing subjective here. It is an objective fact that the earth is both overcrowded and overstretched in terms of resources. We just don't have enough on the planet to satisfy the consumption lust of the people that we have. And both are increasing, the number of people and their propensity and ability to consume. Economic growth is giving money in hands of people, and spiritual degradation is making them more lustful towards consumption. So you have these two weapons multiplying many-fold over. I have money and I have a desire aroused severely to consume. I'll use my money for that, and now that's what makes your age special. So that's what has to be understood. That blind consumption means annihilation for everybody, for you, for the planet, for all species. And that consumption cannot be checked unless you address the consumer. And when I say consumer, I do not mean the man or the woman with money in his or her pocket. When I say consumer, I mean the ego. Unless you address the ego, you will not be able to save the planet. All the side effects that you are talking of, the mobile phone or the ambulance, the automobile that is, they are not coming because of growth of technology. They are coming from lack of growth of spirituality. Get it right. Technology will continue to develop and you cannot arrest that. Even if you pass a law trying to somehow arrest the growth of technology, that cannot stop. The reason is simple. Understanding is the very nature of the human being. We will always be curious. In fact, our curiosity is directed more towards the world rather than towards the self. But even the curiosity towards the world is a part of our deep desire towards self-realization. Because we want to know who we are. That's why we keep exploring the world again and again so deeply. That's the reason why every new child that's born on the planet will want to explore the world a little more, a little further. Science will continue to develop. You cannot stop that, and it must not be stopped. There is no reason. So the question now is, since we will have scientific progress and we will have technological progress, right? I'm not accounting for a scenario in which an asteroid comes and hits the earth and we meet the fate of the dinosaurs and there is no science or technology left. In a normal scenario, science and technology will both continue to develop. Now the question therefore is, who then is the knower of science and the consumer of technology? That's the question you should ask. Is the knower of science wise enough? Because science is going to become even more powerful. Is the consumer of technology wise enough, sane enough? because there will be even more abundance of the goods on offer. The markets will be brimming with stuff offering consumption, endless consumption. So are you sane enough? That's the question you should ask. Right? The supply side cannot be stopped. The demand side has to be addressed. Right? You cannot prevent the markets from stocking their goods. But you can enlighten the customer, the consumer. And that's what you have to do. And it will have a feedback effect. Because the consumer is in some sense the producer as well. Mankind has a collective mind. If the consumer is enlightened, chances are the producer too will have some sense. In any case, if the goods don't sell, who will produce them? Even if there is no wisdom, there will be the market compulsion. So you have to educate the masses. You have to awaken wisdom in the life of the ordinary man, the common people. That's the way.
Okay, thank you. That brings clarity, because like I was not favoring anything which happened at my point of time. Even the light bulb was
The mobile phone did happen at your point in time. Don't discount that.
okay, but the clarity of having justified use on the consumer part, that adds and that clarifies. Thank you.
I'm glad. Thank you.